Quick disclaimer before we start the video. These trees are on my land and I've been meaning to chop them down for a while already. They were much smaller when I realized that they needed to go for other developments on the property. One of those developments is actually planting a new forest on the other end. So if you're worried about losing trees, everything, they're actually all going to get replaced. It's perfectly fine. I don't want anyone to get bent out of shape. The video is actually going to be a lot of fun. So let's get into it.
Shadowverse.
Stupid, you ticked off the ogre.
No, I didn't.
You did.
He's chasing us.
Yeah.
And on
You're
the
lucky
other
he's
end
slow.
of this road, there's this cute little hamlet village that they made me sweet rolls.
It wasn't my fault.
Wait, that was from there?
Yeah, that's sweet rolls from the village. It was
Tyrant,
your fault. You insulted it. It's really angry.
How is it an insult? I asked a question.
You asked a dumb question.
Yeah,
it's like if you had it done it to a dwarf.
That was
you
dumb.
You just tell them their beard is pretty and move on.
Okay.
I couldn't tell. I'm sorry.
Well, look, I know you can't tell because they're ogres, but
It's an
still,
ogre.
seriously.
You know, it might be upset because we stole all these really cool swords.
Might be upset.
Look, it wasn't even using the sword. Okay, it was using the swords, but it's
Yeah,
toothpicks.
it's gross.
And where do you think it got the swords? Do you think it made it? No, he stole them first. We're just taking them back.
Ate the adventurers, moreover.
But now you insulted it. It's chasing after us. Good thing it moves slowly.
Well, you want me to say sorry now? Well, I doubt it's gonna make a
That's
difference
pointless.
now.
It's heading for the town. I want those. What were they like? Nice little. They were delicious, and it's heading for the town.
And do you remember that poor guardsman who used to be an adventurer until he got shot in the knee?
Okay, fine. All right. We'll fight it then.
Yes.
What I wanted to do in the
This
first
is
place.
pointless.
We need it. We need to draw its attention because if it doesn't find us, it's just going to follow along the road, hit the village, and so now you know
an
how
ambush.
big it is. Look, we can chop out its legs, but the best way to do it is to actually immobilize the thing, and to do that, stakes, big, spiky wooden stakes.
There's stakes.
Yeah, we can get in.
All right, good.
Let's get Kramer. Kramer's got the axe.
Where's Kramer?
Where's the? Hang on.
Kramer's got the axe.
Where's Kramer?
Kramer.
Kramer!
Kramer! Kramer!
Where are they? I need to find Shad. All right, I'm going back to the tavern.
Why does he have to
Happening,
be?
Shad.
It's because he's good at stealth. Too good.
He's always getting lost. He's always getting lost. We love you, Kramer, but
Swords?
On trees.
we're gonna,
I mean, we've got plenty of them now.
we're gonna have to chop down the trees with the swords.
Have you ever chopped down a tree with a sword?
First time for everything.
I mean, I've done it once before. Look, I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk about it. So we have said multiple times that swords are not meant to chop wood, but that doesn't mean they can't. In fact, we have chopped wood many times as stress tests on swords, but now we want to ramp that up a little bit because we're idiots here and we like having fun. But we're professional idiots, so please don't try this at home. We are going to chop down some real trees, and already seen the disclaimer about that, it's fine, it's on my property, with swords. We'll be chopping down some real trees with swords, and it'll be interesting to see how easy it is to do that, but also which swords perform best, and which swords even survive. We brought a number of ones to give it a go, but the swords that I think are probably going to perform a little bit better is the good old Honshu single-handed broadsword. This thing is a beast, it chops like a beast, so I think it'll do pretty well, but we have brought some other swords to give it a go, and we're just going to have a bit of fun. Wow, this thing is a beast. We already knew it was a beast, but it held up like a champ.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's only slight rattling here, which can easily be retightened.
It can. It was
And-
getting a little bit vibrating, but we were hitting wood.
So,
All right, next, katana.
hey, where'd you get a katana? Aren't
I got
those
it out of
things
the
like
cave.
where did the ogre get a katana?
Who knows? But I know this is the best
Maybe it's got a
sword we
taste
have.
for like Far East meat, and you know.
Hang on. What'd you say?
This is the best sword we have. I can just tell already by this beautiful blade and the craftsmanship on this. So why don't we use this next?
No, because if we're talking like the Far East, we should also talk about like the far future, because these are pretty close to modern machetes, and you know they cut wood, specifically cut wood.
Yeah, okay, I'm interested to see how this goes. There's distinct differences, but I think we need to take a look at how the Falcon does.
Okay, if we're gonna do this one, I don't know why, but for some random reason, I feel compelled to say, let's be very careful, yeah?
Do you know that there is heaps of behind the scenes content that we are making for our supporters? If you haven't seen it, well, all you need to do is join up. $1 to $5 a month on Player, Subscribe Star channel memberships right here. Click join, as well as on Patreon, and we're making additional content for you. And so this is behind the scene content, Q&As, access to past live streams, the occasional timed exclusive or uncut longer forms of our videos, as well as dedicated videos that we're going to be making into the future. So there's actually heaps of content for our supporters because it's thanks to you guys that are able to keep going. So genuinely, thank you to everyone who is supporting us. And now, let's get back to the video. Man, that gorgeous ring.
That was good. I can't see a thing.
Oh, here, try these.
Oh, ooh, what are these?
A wizard gave them to me.
Really?
Yeah.
I can see. That's a
Huh? Oh, anyway.
All right.
So,
Next sword?
next sword.
Claymore, baby.
Oh, okay. We can do that.
So if you get the Claymore, I found the axe. No sign of Kramer.
That's Kramer's. Where's
What?
Hang on, he must have come along this road
Well, it
before
was
us.
only
then.
like a little before us.
He's at the village.
Is he snacking on sweet cakes?
Probably.
Well, we're trying to fight an ogre.
Probably.
Well, now
Well,
we've
look,
got an axe.
We can't leave and get him because if we leave, the ogre might. We have. All right. Anyway, their Falcon did pretty darn good. Yeah. I mean,
That sliced really well.
smaller tree. We're a bit worried about how to hold up, but for the abuse we put it through,
little bit.
which by the way is way more abuse than any sword should ever undergo, even if it was less than what the broadsword handled. Yeah, did pretty good. But now, because we have the axe, we can actually have a baseline to compare.
Yeah. We've
'Cause-
seen how long it's taken us to get through with
We've
swords.
started with swords. I want to do the Claymore anyway now because it's fun, but we can at least give it a go.
Alrighty. I'm going to be the one to do this one.
Look how blunt that axe is. Yeah, that axe is so blunt.
Oh, that was not biting in.
You know why it's doing that, don't you?
I didn't ask you, chat. Did we bring a sharpening stone?
Oh, really? So,
The sword is doing better. Like, that was exploding wood.
what you saw here is the result of a blunt axe. And someone, I don't know who, was insisting that this needs to be sharpened before we put it to the test. Otherwise,
Claymore was, yeah, I remember.
and otherwise it wasn't going to do well.
This is paper mache. You are smashing. You're not cutting. You're like
So
pressing the tree.
we'll sharpen it.
Sometimes I'm just saying, sometimes it's worth listening to me.
I've got a theory. A sharp sword is better than a blunt axe.
I have a feeling that's probably true.
Let's test it then.
Okay.
The axe sucked.
It really did.
What did you think about the machete, Chad?
Well, this is my favourite machete, so I knew it was going to be a beast.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd say this because I'm kind of an axe guy. I like axes, but this performed way better.
Oh, yeah.
That just sucked. Like, it's an axe. It's good for chopping dry wood for a fire, but wet wood?
And when we say it was a bit blunt, like,
A bit.
yeah, a bit. It's still sharp.
It'll split wood.
And it'll split your arms off, but didn't see
break your arms. There's a reason why I wanted to rehilt this is the Falcon, because it's insanely good. And it's cheap, and it's on the cheaper end. It's like actually crazy. Like I'll just, it is chunky.
And like to pull that out for a sec, to give the idea of same amount of power, it's just gonna bounce off. Hence why we got Tyrus to hack into that at the start.
Oh, well, you can have that one back. All right. We still need more trees, though.
Yeah, we do.
We do.
We've got more swords, though.
We do.
Claymore.
It's time to try out the Claymore.
Okay. I'm pretty tired, though. Can we maybe not?
Nah. We don't have time.
So the vibration was not feeling good on this, and this shouldn't be indicative of all Claymores. This one has a pretty poor edge profile where it's actually quite wide and also rounded, and so it's not the best blade.
I feel like I could have had more luck with this.
Yeah. And you can see, like, we were getting deep into the wood, but it just wasn't doing what it should.
Well, first off, the actual handle itself is quite rounded, so indexing it's not impossible when you're hitting something so hard.
But it rolls.
It rolls in your hand. And then on top of that, we're getting some movement here where the crossguard connects to the handle, and it was not feeling.
And I was hearing the whole thing vibrate, so everything, all of the fittings were just rattling in my hand. That was not comfortable.
Alrighty, well, I think the next one has to be the katana.
Yeah, let's do the katana.
Okay, you can start with the katana.
It's already halfway through.
It was, but that smashed through that.
It did, it did. I'm gonna have a go at a new tree. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Ready to drop. Okay, okay.
Hold on. I want to do that again. One more time, Trey. One more time.
But you're hitting in the same cut.
Yeah,
But it has to be admitted, that did really, really well.
It did.
And
it really did.
Also, this is the $300 katana that we compare against the $1,000 katana, and it's made out of better steel, okay? Folded steel, differentially hardened, doesn't beat modern, even more affordable steel.
That video's not out yet though, so. You know.
But I have a feeling I know of a sword that might be able to compete with it.
Well, so far I think this one's in the lead. I think this one's winning.
Oh, the
We'll see.
machete was doing all right, but I am really interested to see the Kriegs Messer give it a shot. And we've got one more in this little grove here, so.
Let's do it. So my observations just on that, it was cutting easily as well as the katana, but the biggest problem I have with it, the friggin' handle is so uncomfortable.
Well, the nagel.
Yeah, I told you it was rattling.
Yeah, single pin through the cross guard.
Pity, beloved Kriegs Messer, and that actually snapped too.
Yeah, it snapped the pin.
So we could actually still go on then.
Yeah,
'cause
but then the pin's gonna.
Oh yeah, it is.
Right.
It is loose. Means the Kriegs Messer is losing on a technicality. It's chopping just as well, so the blade is holding up.
Look, I am a fan of Western blades, but to be honest, that wasn't as comfortable as a katana.
Well, the handle is nowhere near, like, one of the biggest criticisms we've had with this sword, and it's in my first review of it, this is an uncomfortable handle.
And we've mentioned it several times
multiple
since then.
times.
Like, the handle is just no good on this.
This
But
is
it is
what,
part of the construction, though, to have a handle like that.
Well, it's not the handle itself, it's the shape of the handle.
Yeah.
It's got a rectangular shape, so it's sharp.
this is why we tend to prefer our two-handed falchion that we have now, because it would have been interesting to see how that held up.
But if we do a little bit of a recap of all the swords we've tested today,
That's fair.
there's two swords that I think are the fair contenders for the winner. And that was the machete from Cold Steel and the katana.
Ah, you're forgetting the bastard sword.
Getting a
The
falchion.
bastard sword was a friggin' beast.
Yeah, no.
Are you kidding me?
How quickly did we smash through with the katana? And we cut down the entire tree with that with the machete.
The machete's good, don't get me wrong.
The bastard sword was good.
I
but
want
it
another
wasn't
go at
that
the
good.
bastard sword. I need to test this.
That is not.
Look at that.
not the same.
Look at that. They already
Come on,
cut
Chad.
that. That
Come
was a
on.
big gouge that I put in. Okay. Now, bastard sword. This is deeper. This is deeper. Objectively, it wins. Yeah! Yeah! Yeah!
Yeah.
Give him the bastard sword.
That's easily as good as your last one, and you weren't even trying.
I'll call them the same.
Okay, so I think it's pretty clear the bastard sword and the katana cut equally well in that final comparison.
I disagree. We had our swords, and I think the 3 top performing ones were the
Thank you.
the D machete, the cold steel one.
Well, a Falcon machete.
Yeah, sure. The katana, and
Look, the katana cut really well. I'm not saying it didn't, but you know, for me, one of the deciding factors.
What?
Have a look at how well the handle's holding together there, Tyrant.
Oh,
Look,
Yeah.
this thing is solid. Out of all the swords, this has held up the best
Hang
in
on.
terms of the hilts.
pass. Hold on for a second. Pass. That is a little more rattling.
Exactly. Oh,
Now,
wait.
But-
Look, show them the
No, wait,
wrap.
wait,
Show
wait.
them the wrap.
Wait for Nate, because I know the next point
But
he's going to say.
when I was swinging this, that felt really reverbed.
It felt
really
terrible.
reverbed.
The katana felt great to cut with.
I do want to give this bonus.
Feelings.
I
It's
wanna
about
give-
the results.
I want to give these bonus points for something because look at that. Look at that grotesque. Like, it's like troll blood. Speaking of which, we should probably hurry up.
Now, I want to mention why the Falcon machetes, they performed absolutely fantastic. However, the reason why I can't give it to them is because they're only one-handed. And after a time, that hand gets fatigued. I was trying to use one of them two-handed, like clawing onto the bottom. It's a fantastic cutter. But for that reason, I just can't say that it wins.
I will actually give a counter argument to that, which is the one-handed let you do things from angles you couldn't do with a two-handed. Because for a two-handed, you need to get your whole body into the shot. With the one-handed, you can kind of get around stuff.
I feel like that one's just dependent on the person, because
Yeah, well, I was bouncing shots today, so I apparently have no
You
opinion.
don't like the bastard sword because it didn't feel nice in the cut. Maybe,
No, I like the bastard sword. I liked it.
Look, there was reverb on it, but even with that reverb, the hilt has held together stronger, probably better than
that is something.
out of every sword. This one has the strongest, tightest fittings at the end of the day.
That is rattling more than that one right now, even though that felt a little funkier in the swing. So
But it's the same thing with the Kriegs Messer. The Kriegs Messer was performing awesomely. However, it felt terrible to cut with. So
The hand, that goes beyond because the hand, it's so uncomfortable in the hands. This is just reverb. You go like,
it was also uncomfortable to cut with. This felt fantastic
look.
to cut with, one or two-handed.
It did cut very well. It did cut very well. It's not a traditional made katana.
We saw that.
it's not. It's more like a Western sword, actually.
Would a traditional katana perform as good?
You know, we
Well,
saw.
it's funny you mention that because
we do have a video.
we do have a video on that.
We did see the look on your face when you did your first.
It was good. It was good.
It was. Maybe we could put that up because it was such a good look.
Hey, I had that look with nearly most of the swords. I don't think I did have it with the Claymore, but most of the swords, the first cuts,
Yeah,
I was
that
like,
Claymore was horrible. I honestly thought a beastie cutter like a Claymore would do good, but I was far more impressed with the Falcon than I was with anything else. Don't get me wrong, I love the katana. I love my Western swords. I've never really played with one-sided swords before, and this was gorgeous to play with.
So I guess that means we all vote separately.
yeah.
We all chose separately. Okay.
What do you think in the comments? Bastard sword all the way.
No, Falcon.
The katana. Come on, Weebs. I know you're there. Support me.
Oh crap! The ogre's here, guys! Get the stakes! Get it! Oh, get it! I got a sling! I got a sling! Hit it!
I got its toenail.
Oh! Alright, just castrated. It's not gonna have any children anymore.
Yeah, but now that's on the ground.
I know it's not cricket, but the thing's playing dirty.
Can you stop, please? Let's go.
Oh, that was a fight.
Yeah, I need a drink.
Yeah, Tavern, that sounds good. I bet Kramer's there.
Probably, he left the axe behind. I mean, where else would it have come from?
Man, I can't get that out of my head. Like, what? I may have castrated it, Tom,
Yeah.
but what you did to it was cruel and unusual.
Yeah.
You get what you deserve.
You may be, but that was still gross.
I'm gonna have nightmares.
It's all right. Nothing a bit of mead won't fix.
Yeah, it's true. What are we doing for breakfast? Ogre meat?
Yeah, sure.
Ogre meat?
Yeah.
That tastes awful.
Yeah, but yeah.
We have a cooking technique for it. We learnt it.
We
Do we?
do. Like, you guys, you cooked up a meal the other day. Let's do that again.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Bit of adventure cooking?
Sun's getting real low, big boy.
All right. Let's head to the tavern.